These publicly funded and privately run schools enroll about 3.1 million students in 43 states. So you'd think Americans would know a lot about charter schools, right? I'm Victoria Donatelli, and coming up on WV News, I'll tell you how concussions have a long-term effects on these athletes. The pawpaw is the largest fruit native to West Virginia. Some describe the tropical flavor as a combination between a banana, a mango, and a pineapple. I'm Victoria Donatelli, and straight ahead, I'll tell you how school attendance in Monongalia County is beating out the rest. While studies on the long-term effects of concussions continues to progress, the NCAA is doing their research to find out how to help athletes now and in the future. I'm Victoria Donatelli, and straight ahead, I'll tell you about a House bill that was passed in West Virginia that could potentially affect the public school system. Our Emmy Award-winning WVU News starts now. A new study reveals that around 1 in 5 athletes may experience depression or anxiety up to 6 months after a concussion. I found out what steps to take to properly heal a concussion. Many people are questioning the mental health of former Steelers player Antonio Brown following his concussion due to a vicious helmet-to-helmet hit that knocked him out of the game. This has people in the medical community also questioning how severe the long-term effects of a concussion are, especially among athletes. What exactly do local trainers have to say about this issue?
The way that we are caring for them now, which is so different than how they cared for them 15, 20 years ago, that we are hopefully doing something to decrease the amount of long-term effects.
Even though volleyball is not considered a high-contact sport, concussions can still happen very easily.
There's 6 people on the court at once. They're all running around, and I don't know, I never thought of it as a contact sport, but once you're out there playing, I've collided with other teammates a bunch of times.
In fact, for WVU volleyball player Lindsay Proctor, she did experience a concussion and how she's dealing with it.
I was just really lightheaded, didn't really know what was going on, that type of thing. I had a bad headache. There's a big bump on my head.
Some athletes will avoid reporting their concussion-like symptoms to keep playing, but it's important to educate players on why they need to report all concussions, especially for their long-term health.
Here at WVU, we have a program that we use called C3 Logics, and it's a program on a laptop. It's used all over the country by multiple collegiate programs as well as high school programs, and it assesses a lot of things such as memory, balance, cognitive ability.
Concussions can cause temporary loss of brain function, leading to physical and emotional symptoms, such as confusion, vomiting, and headaches. While studies on the long-term effects of concussions continues to progress, the NCAA is doing their research to find out how to help athletes now and in the future. In 2013, more than 4,000 former NFL athletes suffering from dementia, depression, or Alzheimer's had sued the NFL, accusing it of concealing the dangers of concussions and rushing injured players back onto the field. If you suffer a head trauma, experts say your risk of developing certain mental disorders may increase as much as 400%. Sam Burnett has been a teacher in West Virginia for more than 2 decades. He's so passionate about the profession of teaching. He is also the president of the American Federation of Teachers in Monongalia County. House Bill 206 was signed into law in June of this year. It opens West Virginia to its first charter schools. I spoke with Sam Burnett, and he explained why it's important for teachers to speak up.
As a public school teacher, you come to realize that you have to advocate for your profession. It's one of the only professions that you actually have to fight to be able to do.
Teachers have opposed the effort of charter schools, saying it's a move that will steer money away from public schools.
We have a limited amount of resources in public education, and we need to direct those public education funds directly to public schools and their classrooms.
These publicly funded and privately run schools enroll about 3.1 million students in 43 states. So you'd think Americans would know a lot about charter schools, right? A Gallup poll discovered that while there tends to be a lot of support for charter schools, it also revealed that nearly 50% of Americans didn't know that charter schools were publicly funded.
So why don't we look and see, hey, instead of changing the whole school system, let's just work on the one we have, get better education, better technology in the school for the students and the teachers.
Charter schools are not governed by the Board of Education. They can't be told what type of curriculum to offer or what kind of food to serve at lunch. And each state has its own laws on how to distribute money to individual schools. The debate over charter schools continues as recent polls show that only 61% of Americans support charter schools. To celebrate and share this delicious fruit that grows naturally in West Virginia, WVU's Core Arboretum hosts pawpaw parties every year. I spoke with chef and co-owner of the Hill and Hollow, Marion Oblinger. He explained why he loves incorporating the pawpaw in his cooking.
People to really get that pawpaw flavor because it's so unique. There's nothing else quite like it. Yeah, there's nothing else that's exactly like it.
Even though pawpaws are fairly common, many people have never tasted a pawpaw, making it a hidden gem of Appalachia. The pawpaw is the largest fruit native to West Virginia. Some describe the tropical flavor as a combination between a banana, a mango, and a pineapple. Pawpaws ripen in autumn, and the Arboretum's trees typically produce enough ripe fruit to gather and share throughout the whole month of September.
All that can be said about a pawpaw is true. It's not a lot, it's not just hype. You know, this is actually one of the most delicious fruits on the planet.
Everyone that attended the festival got to try the pawpaw in many different forms. There was jams, butter, and my personal favorite, buttermilk pie topped with pawpaw puree. Fans got a chance to come out and see our men's basketball team for the first time this season. The bill to allow charter schools has passed, so what's next? With people living longer, the medical field is booming and nurse anesthetists are in high demand right now. Could your new favorite store be coming to the city of Morgantown? We've got the story on why Morgantown's thriving economy continues to rise. Did you know West Virginia has the third tallest bridge in the United States and that people have the chance to jump off of it once a year? Thanks, Glenn. I'm looking forward to seeing them play myself. 1 in 5 people within the United States are diagnosed with a mental illness, and around 1,000 same-sex couples in the Mountain State are raising children.